It's morning crossfire, but there's not going to be any crossfire on this segment right now. We're just going to be opening it up. It's Budeshi officially starting right now, and you know how we do it every Friday morning. We have people from the PPDC, and they come in and tell us what the civil society is doing with, making our governance a lot more open, understanding that the citizen has a right to know what the resources, his resources, public resources are put to, what use they are put to, and how effectively they are being managed to the advantage of the citizen and for the development of the state. Well, Open Government Partnership is an international platform for domestic reformers committed to making their governments more open, accountable, and responsive to citizens, which is why an entire week is dedicated to celebrate this platform. Well, this week on the show, we'll be talking about the OGPWeek 2019, and I've got two amazing people with me in the studio. And they'll be, helping us wade through this particular issue. Chidimma Lechukwu is the team lead and program and administration at Open Government Partnership National Secretariat. Good morning, Chidimma.
Good morning, Fortune.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so this secretariat is at the Federal
Ministry of Justice.
Federal Ministry of Justice, yes. I think I've been there once. And then we've got Tari Wills here in the studio with us. She is a communications officer, a public sector communications officer at the Open Government Partnership National Secretariat. Tari, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so let's have a little background into the implementation of OGP initiative in Nigeria. That will be to you, Tari.
Okay, so when the president signed on to the OGP in 2016,
I must confess we're a bit flustered when he signed, because it was like we go about signing a lot of things. What's this one going to be about, right?
Okay, well, so this particular one is a different one, not the usual one where Nigeria just goes to sign onto something. So this one, you actually have it's a multi-stakeholder initiative. We have 50% government, 50% civil society. So you see the difference in this one here. What they've done is, since 2016, civil societies and governments, being ministries, departments, and agencies, came together to collaborate and develop a national action plan, which stands on 4 thematic areas.
Okay.
Fiscal transparency, access to information, citizen engagement, and access and anti-corruption, my bad. And across those 4 thematic areas, we have commitments on open budgeting, open procurement, extractive transparency. We have commitments on beneficial ownership. We have commitments on coordinating anti-corruption agencies and citizens engagement, and trying to make the public institutions, sort of comply more to the FOI law. And we've seen progress. I mean, in 2017, we saw where the Budget Office of the Federation did public consultations in Lagos and Abuja. We also had the citizens' budget printed. We also have the iMonitor, where citizens can go and monitor the budget and all of that. So we've seen a couple of good stuff since government signed.
So the Nukupo website also put up and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, it's great. I mean, the way it sounds there, We're going to get to how much progress we've made with compliance and with these different areas. I know that for the beneficial ownership area, I think that we're doing a lot more in that area than all the other areas. I don't know. You guys are the experts. You tell me. But Chidimma, help us understand a little more what it is that we really signed up for. What does it entail for us as a nation, and are we presently meeting up with the standards to the targets?
Wow, like my colleague said, it entails government and citizens sitting at the same table and making policies, making decisions. It's no longer government saying or making policies and foisting it down our throats. Now we have a chance to be at the table. Now the citizens being represented by the CSOs, the organized private sectors, the professional bodies, the religious bodies. They all sit on one table and make decisions. They own the successes, they own the failures. Now it's no longer, it's the government
The
that
government,
did this.
yeah.
It's all of us together in this. And that's one beautiful thing about open government partnership. So far, we've made a lot of progress. I think that's what your question is asking me. Tari talked about the I Monitor, where communities can give a feedback on the budget, implementation of the budget. The Nokopo, it went further from just being a provision in the Procurement Act, Section 5, subsection R, which makes provision for the Nokopo. Together, PPDC and Bureau of Public Procurement came together and they designed the Nigerian Open Contracting Portal. Now, it's going to help our ease of doing business. It's going to help citizens to know what the procurement cycle is from beginning to end. I think a lot has been done. And we have the Ministry of Justice leading on having citizens accessing information. Now we have desk officers at about 250 institutions in the ministry and departments of the government. So open government is what it is, and we're making more efforts. We're having consultations, and it's not stopping at the national level. We're moving down to states, because we currently have 10 states signing up.
Oh wow, that's
Yes,
great.
we
That's
have-
some progress from last time. It was only Kaduna State that had implemented.
No, we
as
have
at the
10
last
states.
time. As I heard. Oh,
Okay,
10.
so we
That's
have
good.
10 now. Adamawa joined in February. And we have Kaduna, Kano, Niger, Ebonyi, Anambra, Enugu, Abia. Have I called Niger? And
yes.
Jigawa.
Okay.
We have a lot, and then we have Edo State. Now, what this means is that what we're seeing at the national level is going to be replicated down
the
at the
state
state.
level.
We're cascading it down to the
What happened
states.
in the middle belt?
Oh, they're coming up. They're coming up. It's part of our work, and
Okay.
it's going to be done. So we're going to have states now opening up their budget cycle. They're going to be having consultations with the citizens and all that. That's what's the beauty about open government partnership. Just like Tari said, it's not about the normal reforms, but we're having a reform where government and citizens are on the same table talking, and we're cascading it down to the states, because it becomes just there if it's just a federal thing. But if the states join, we have an opportunity to get openness even down to our local government, down to the grassroots.
A lot of people want to know, okay, so this is going on, work is on, we're making progress and all of that. So why is it important to have a whole week, dedicated to this OGP thing? Why do we need an OGP week?
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve with that?
Yes. This year's Open Government Week, we had last year, OGP Week 2018.
Yes. And it feels just like yesterday.
Yeah, true. And this year is all about, it's a global call to transforming how government serves citizens. Now, it's not transforming how government rules citizens, it's that service. It's bringing these citizens down onto the table. Now, it's all about inclusiveness. Okay, it's expanding the citizens that are there already, expanding this organized private sector. We want more, and we want not just more, we want varieties of citizens on that table. So now it's going to be gender inclusion, it's going to be inclusion of, I don't know the word to use and be politically correct now. It's a physically challenged people too. It's important. I mean, Jigawa is doing a great job because they have physically challenged people on their state steering committee. So it's actually, that's a beautiful thing about OGP this week. Because sometimes I say people don't know because they don't ask questions. But someone corrected me and said people don't know because they don't have the information. It's when you have the information that you will ask questions. So I'm glad we have this opportunity to actually talk to people out there and say, OGP is open to everybody. We're not satisfied with just the number of people we have on board. We want as much organizations as possible. We want more private sectors, organizations, we want more CSOs, we want more professional bodies. Join up and see where you can help or where you can assist or what you can provide with respect to fiscal transparency, access to information, anti-corruption, and citizens engagement. That's the beauty of OGP this week. We are opening it up for a lot of citizens to join. Okay,
there you have it. So your curiosity doused right now. This is what it is about, inclusiveness. Everybody, the doors are open. So Tari, let's bring you back in here. Are there any specific groups that you guys have identified, that can bring in some very valuable resources and all of that. And then you could speak also to what the OGP Week speaks to this year.
Okay, this year, for this year's OGP Week, like Chidima said, it's about inclusiveness. While we haven't identified specific organizations, we're looking at getting women, we're looking at getting people living with disabilities.
And it's a good day to talk about women.
Considering it's the International Women's Day today, And we're also looking at youth, you know how we've been clamoring about youth participation in government and all. I, for one, am a young person, so I want to see more youth on the table.
Yeah.
The vigor that youth bring to the table, we want to see that. And yeah, pretty much. And then all the other underrepresented groups. So we're probably looking at minority groups that haven't been involved in the government process. Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Now let's come to the crux of the conversation. How does inclusiveness of all stakeholders in governance facilitate an open government? Chidima, this is for you.
How does it facilitate an open government? When we say inclusiveness, we mean the government is open, it is more consultative, and it is gender aware. Now, when we have all these things, we are in for a very wonderful government. If you have a government that is open, where you can ask questions, you can make requests for information, relevant information, and you have it. When the government opens up its policies for consultation, for example, there is a budget and you're consulting the citizens, what do you want? I keep giving an example of a particular leader coming to a particular community and saying, okay, I'm giving all of you landlines in this age and time. So it's going to stop that. You're going to know what your citizens need. An open government, an inclusive government means that you're giving citizens what they need. The amenities you're providing are user-friendly, not just something up there. And then it's gender aware because women will be bringing in their own thoughts and make their contributions. Young people will make their own. We'll have a balanced community. We'll have a balanced nation. We'll have balanced government.
Open governance, open government, does access to information actually give the power to the people to make sure that those things are done? For instance, Nigeria has been budgeting for the Mambila Plateau since 1982. And it's not been a secret. We know that we are budgeting for the Mambila Plateau, for the second Niger Bridge, for this and for that. We know. Has it changed our perception? Has it helped us to hold the government more accountable? Has it made the Mambila Plateau project completed?
Okay, in trying to answer this question, right? Nigeria had her first public hearing on the budget. I'm talking about budgeting for the Mambila Plateau for the first time in a long while in 2017. So I think it's the right step. We may not get it immediately. But it's the right step. It's a step we're taking.
In the sequence of steps.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, that put a smile on your face. You want to say something about that?
No, I was just going to say, how to say nothing good comes easy. And then, we've actually gone we've gone down south with government in Nigeria. So it's going to take a while. You can't just up and say, oh, everything is going to be fine.
Okay.
Come on, it's not magic. Some work has to go into it.
Forgive my optimism. Let's see who we have. And you want to talk to us here before we take the final words from our two guests in the studio on Budeshi. The nurse is Budeshi, and Budeshi simply means open it up. And of course, what else would open it up more than this open government partnership initiative that we have signed on to and are actively implementing in Nigeria? An active secretariat, 10 states activated, the federal government fully involved. It's a win-win for all of us at the end of the day. You've got any questions or a contribution, you can call us now on 0946 00951 or 0809597 4869 or 0803 123-0293 or 080-00A Nigeria Info. You can also send us messages on our WhatsApp portal, on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever it is that works for you this morning. Let's see who our caller is. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Thanks. My name is Obi. I'm calling from the Kogoma.
Okay, Obi, good to hear from you.
Yeah. I started following the OGP when it was launched in 2016.
Okay.
But the question still remains, for many reasons, Nigerians are a little bit skeptical or not really trusting about government. So the question is, what's in it? What's in OGP for government? What does government benefit from OGP? One. Number two, because we know that government doesn't always buy what is of value. They buy what is expedient to what the political need is. And we have a situation where it's even getting harder to constrain government to do what is right. Even the Constitution itself is not these days able to constrain government to either do what it should do or not do what it shouldn't do. So what is in OGP that government will say, hey, because of OGP, let's do policy right, let's do policy like this, especially when it's not politically expedient.
All right. Thank you, Obi. Thank you. What does the government get out of all of this? It's a 50-50 thing. What am I getting? Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Fortune.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you, and good morning to everybody in the studio.
Good morning.
Thank you. This is Fidelis calling from the city center.
Okay, Fidelis.
I actually pray that this new initiative in our public life will actually be fruitful in all aspects, because though it is coming a little bit, I will not say it is coming a little bit late. I want to believe that because something like this is not in existence, so many things have actually gone wrong in the past, and they are still going wrong, just like Mr. Forty put it, that for some years now they've been budgeting or concerning some infrastructures like the Mambila power plant. Even in every government parastatal, you will see that they will budget concerning some furniture. The same year, next year, they will budget concerning such furniture. Even in Afro Villa, all these things are happening. So I believe that when in this type of inclusion, all inclusion, people from different aspects of life or different field of endeavors come together, I want to believe that there will actually be growth. I pray that it is sustained, and as time goes on, I believe that we'll be reaping the fruit. Thank you for coming up with this type of activity.
Thank you, and thank you for being optimistic at the end of the day after saying all that. Thank you. Let's take a few final words from Tari and what's that name now? Chidima. Yes, let's start with you, Tari.
Okay, so if I may, I'll just speak to Obi's question. So you know how the world is changing. Like, you have media everywhere, like everyone sees what is going on. Social media, traditional media. So people see when people's rights are trampled on and when government is not doing the right thing. So beyond Nigeria signing on to OGP, just for the sake of it, there's also that image. I mean, we've not been doing well with keeping our image in the international community. But you can see for instance, Tanzania. Tanzania was taking off the OGP because they trampled on rights, and they just have issues all over the place, and that's not good for Tanzania because the world is watching. So that's why we signed on to OGP, and then with the hope that with time things will get better, we will get things right and get things moving in the right direction. And for last words, I will just say, please make sure you reach out to the OGP Secretariat. Everyone is important. Nobody's suggestion is useless. We are looking forward to hearing from you. And please tweet at us at OGP Nigeria using the hashtag OGPWeekNG19 next week. We look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, so the week begins Monday.
Yes, please.
Okay. Chima?
Okay, my last words, I'll try to reply Obi's question. I always try to use the family as an analogy, right? How would you feel as a family if you're not open, you're not sincere? It means that your family will not trust you. So for Nigeria to open itself up, signing on to open government partnership means that Nigeria, or the government of Nigeria, wants to be accountable. The government of Nigeria wants to be transparent. And what this will do for the government is to ensure that citizens' trust is restored back to government. And I think that is what it is in it for our government. restoring the trust of citizens back to the government. Now for my last word, please, it's all about inclusiveness. Don't just be there and say they're doing their thing. Come on board, come and join us, come and bring what knowledge you have, come and help the fiscal transparency, access to information, citizens engagement. Just do your quota and let's kill all this misconception. We can do it. We can make Nigeria great. We can become more open. We can become more transparent if we all work together. CSOs, organized private sectors, women groups, youth group, people living with disabilities. We can make OGP work.
All right.
So it's no more about government alone.
Okay, it's no longer about government alone. There is a platform. We can all engage this platform, and it's open to everybody. The organized private sector, civil society, government and all of that. We have two co-chairs, one from the government and one from civil society. You know, so virtually all the powers vested in these co-chairs, and it's open to everybody to contribute to. I think it's a step in the right direction, and I must commend all the work that you guys are doing. We look forward to some more updates as soon as possible. All right, that's the end of Budeshi for this morning, and definitely we'll be back next Friday with something equally as interesting and important for us to engage, for us to discuss about, and for us to open up, as the word implies. Budeshi it is. Mercy, thank you very much for being here, being quiet throughout. We'll be right back. We'll be talking about the International Women's Day. We've got people from Daughters of Abraham Foundation already in the house.